What is up guys, Arolf from Mario here, finally back again with another video review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Iron Man. This is Build-A-Figure Thanos, and I believe this is the Mark 48, if I'm counting correctly. So let's get to it. So the usual, look around the packaging, Avengers A logo, Build-A-Figure Thanos, side, Iron Man with that new wings. I can't wait what those are for. UPC, scan if you want it. On the back you get a nice picture as usual with Iron Man with a brief description so you know what to do. On the bottom you actually get 7 figures, but Iron Man doesn't include a Thanos Build-A-Figure piece. But without further ado, let's get to it. So doing a comparison between the armors here. So these are all my Marvel Legends Iron Man figures that I have currently. And here is another look at the previous armor. And finally, here we have Iron Man next to some other different Avengers. So in total, Iron Man comes with 2 pairs of hands. So the first pair are his repulsor hands, and he does come with some repulsor blast. These light blue kind of remind me of not like repulsor blast, more like flight mode. So if you have the battle damage Iron Man with the orange repulsor blast, you could use that as well on this hand here. Unfortunately, the right hand peg on mine is loose, and you can see swapping it out is easy on the right hand, which is loose, but on the left hand it's a little bit more stiffer, which is great. That's what it looks like with the repulsor blast on. And here he is with both the repulsor blast and the repulsor blast effects on. Question: can you put this head sculpt on this Iron Man? Yes, you can. Unfortunately, it is loose and it's easy to put on. It looks good, and from multiple angles or just basically straight on, it looks like he has a small head. But I guess you could say it's proportional because the helmet will cover it and that will just add more bulk to his head. But yeah, it works and it looks pretty good. So taking a closer look at Iron Man here, just pointing out a couple of problems here and there. Starting off, the eyes, they look kind of weird. I don't know why they kind of like pushed it in a little more. Kind of looks like he has a unibrow in some lighting conditions. And the paint here, they painted it well. There's some paint splotches, silver paint splotches. They kind of missed the blue paint here on the back where the arc reactors are. And the first problem that I had was the arm. The arm was stiff upon arrival. It was this double joint right here. It was the second joint to the bottom where the forearm is at. That joint was stiff, and I had to use blow dryer and hot water to loosen that up. And my right hand here is loose. The peg, which is unfortunate. The peg hole, I mean. And yeah, I just, it's disappointing how I got this figure. But I really like the sculpt. Other than the stiff joints, which is easy to fix, the peg hole really kind of made this figure like devalue what I paid for, which is about $30. I know it's crazy, it's too much. But on the bottom, he does have peg holes. You can see his arc reactor right there on his feet. And you can see the labeling right there. Marvel 2017. Surprised it's not 2018. And I saw a couple reviews of this figure, and the reviews are not lying to you that it's true. This Iron Man figure uses different types of red. Specifically near the thigh area. The upper thigh has a more darker red, more marbled red, as opposed to the lower thigh that has a kind of a matter red, like a matte finish to it. And the fingers here, which I'm just showing how ugly they look, because it looks like he has like little, like each joint has a roll. It looks chubby. It just looks fat. And you can see the head here. It looks like the mask is about to fall off. It looks like the mask is removable. So overall, it's a great sculpt. I really like it. So his articulation here, his head does rotate all the way around. It can look up that far if you want to do some flight poses, and significantly down that much, which is nice for some menacing dynamic poses. and he has a kind of a shift, a little wobble on his head here. His arms do rotate all the way around. They go out that far. You can see you could do some repulsor blasts and get some more nice poses out of this figure. And he bends his arms down that far, which is nice. He has a bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows. Not really the best double jointed elbows on an Iron Man figure. Some Iron Man figures had better double jointed elbows. And his wrists here, his fists rotate all the way around. They go down that far and up that much. No rotation on the repulsor blast hands, no hinges or whatever, but his chest here can bend down that far, which is kind of embarrassing, and back significantly that much, and you could move his head back for a more dynamic and a more range in the flight poses here. His legs here, they bend forward that far, and he could sit down. Very happy he is. On the back, on the range, he can move his legs back that far, and he has the splits, which can go out that far. He has a upper thigh swivel, and he has double jointed knees, typical of Hasbro, like that. He can kneel to Thanos when he's getting his ass whooped. Pardon my language. On the feet, he can bend down right there. He could tippy toe like MJ. And he can bend his foot up, which is really nice range for this Iron Man figure to get him into more dynamic poses. Just like so. And also he has the ankle pivot. Nice. And just one test. He can utilize the ankle pivot well and stand. So just to add more time and a little bit more talking about this figure, a little more descriptive context about this figure, is looking at like the close joints here, how the sculpting is in comparison or in correlation with the joints here. So you could see the arm here. You can see they have sculpting throughout the whole shoulder here, and you can see how it rotates. It is kind of stiff when you get it out of the box, but it's not stiff to a point where it's stuck. And you can see his bicep here. Really nice sculpting details. They kind of miss some blue paint spots, but yeah, the arm here, really nice range, but like I said, not the best, but good enough for some dynamic poses, which I use that word so many times, but you really can get him into some good poses if you try. The chest here, which is the best part. I really like this chest plate. It's simple. It kind of outlines the body of Tony Stark, which is nice. It's kind of I guess you could say sleeker. I guess have I used that word yet? Probably have, probably many times. But yeah, this suit is just probably the best, and I believe that they're basing off the model Prime Armor or the Iron Man Mark 51. I believe in the comics. And you can see the thigh here, which uses different color reds. See how that rotates around, very nice and stiff, and kind of snaps back in and lines up with the upper part of the thigh here. You can see the knee joints here. I don't know if I should include these in my other videos. It's just a more close look at it. You can see the feet here are very nicely sculpted and much sleeker compared to the last. And the sculpting is top notch and a standard for Marvel Legends. You see some paint splotches on the mask here. And yeah. So here's Iron Man next to Doctor Strange, as we saw in the Super Bowl TV spot. They look pretty cool together. Here's Iron Man in a uni-beam pose, which is nice. And lastly, here's Iron Man in a dynamic pose, standing on one leg, which was pretty difficult to do. You could try that. If you're a toy collector, you know what I mean. Or a toy poser. So overall, this is a great figure, great articulation. Paint is meh, like any usual Hasbro figure. Go buy him now if you're an Iron Man fan. I'll be doing the rest of the Infinity War wave, probably the movie wave. I'll just buy the other pieces online. But yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I think people say hit that bell for notifications, so why don't you go do that if you want to. But yeah, that is it, guys. Arolf Mora, Sister Sana now. Peace.